Over here you can see a design of Brian Hendrickson with a snapping mechanism in a vase, and today I'm going to be showing you how to replicate it. Just the snapping mechanism, the vase is for another video, but I'm going to be doing it step by step in Fusion 360, and I'm going to make it as simple as possible so that you can replicate it. Over here you can see the final product. I'm going to be going step by step from the beginning. As you can see, the timeline isn't that long. It might seem complicated, but it's pretty easy. Okay, let's get straight into it. To start from the completely first step, what we're going to do is going to make this sketch of 3 circles where the diameters, as you can see right over here, are 65, 80 and 100. So just replicate that, and in the next step you're going to start extruding it. First you're going to extrude the whole 3 circles, only 10 millimeters, and then in the next extrude you're going to extrude only the 2 smaller ones. Now once you have done that, you can hide this sketch so it doesn't mess around and create chaos, and you're going to create this sketch. Now it might seem a bit complicated, but let me break it down. You're going to create a rectangle on the project of these 2 bodies that's going to go in the middle of this lower part. And now these values can be a bit dependable. You can choose whichever you would like, but 38 degrees is pretty good value to make it actually printable, and the 2 from the top just create the shape that we need. So once you have created that, we are actually going to be revoluting this part so that it creates that snapping triangle holder shape. So it should look like this in the end. And to show you the settings of the revolute, it's actually a revolute symmetrical, so it creates double the amount of angle, and we're going to go for 10 degrees. So it's the final product is 20 degrees, but you're going to be doing it symmetrical, so set only 10. And what is really important, set it to create a new body. As you can see right over here in the window, create a new body instead of joining it, because we're going to be editing it and then patterning it, and if you joined it, it will be a bit harder to orient. Okay, so once you have that done, you're going to go and on to the next step. Let me hide this sketch so it doesn't show over here. And now let me show you this one. You're going to project the body we have just created, and in the middle of the top part you're going to sketch a circle that has the diameter of 3 millimeters. Now this is going to create the space for the other part to snap into. So once you have this sketch, you can extrude it down just like this. I'm going to even show you the extrude so you can see it yourself, and extrude it to this body right here, just so that it cuts the whole part. It's going to create the snapping mechanism. Okay, now this is really good to get well with the values. I've tested these values and these work the best for me. You can try them out, and if the printer doesn't print them as well as it did for me, you can just go back here and adjust these values. So I did, first of all, I filleted these 2 edges 1 millimeter back, and then I did even these 2 bigger edges 3.8 millimeters. In the end, I'm going to show you a section analysis so you can actually see how it's going to be snapping together. Okay, now once you have done that fillet, it's already showing the offset. You're going to select all of these faces, and to create even more clearance and be able to snap it in smoothly, you're going to add this feature of offset by minus 0.5 millimeters. Really make sure that you have all of the faces selected. It should be 9 of them, as you can see right over here. Okay, now if you have offsetted your faces, you can go and pattern this along the whole radius of the diameter of the base we have created. So you're going to see these 4 patterns being created around the whole circle, as you can see right over here. Good. So now you will need to combine these together because we have created them as new bodies. So just combine them all together. Okay, nothing hard. And in the next step, you're going to be creating the top part already. Yeah, moving on pretty fast, right? So you're going to project this part and project this part in this sketch right over here, as I show you right now, to just have the same diameters, and you don't need to worry about the values anymore. Once you have that, you can start extruding it. You're going to extrude it again to the body, so it's 10 millimeters, and then do the second extrude up, but make sure you don't click on join. That is really important. Create all of these as new bodies, because we're going to be joining them later together. Okay, so once you have that, you can actually go on and hide the body on the bottom, and now combine these two. Okay, so that's what I did in this combine. As you can see, just easy combine, nothing hard. Okay, now once you have that, now the bit complicated part comes, but let me show you exactly how I did it so you don't make the mistakes that I did. You're going to go into sketches, and you're going to actually reveal the second sketch you have made, the triangular holder, and you're going to extrude the whole rectangle we made in this with a revolute, and you're going to cut it into this shape. It's going to be 50 degrees, but be careful, set the value to minus 50 degrees, as I have right over here. It's minus 50 degrees because when we're spinning the thing, just like this, let me show you, it's like this. If you set it to plus 50 degrees, it would actually go to the left, but as we are humans used to, we usually screw in things to the right. So do minus 50 degrees, cut it only one side. Okay, that should be all clear. Once you have that, you're going to use the same sketch, and you're going to make and revolute again, but you're going to be creating the upper part that is going to snap into in the future. It's going to be about what, it's 22 degrees, but again set it to minus because we want to turn it right, not left. Okay, so once you have that, you can join it actually, and we're going to be creating clearance. Now these two offsets, as you can see, these are all faces, just offset them on the value of minus 0.2, as you can see right over here. Okay, minus 0.2 is something that a value that the printers take really well, and when you set it to that, it tends to work very well. Of course, if you print with higher layer lines, it's going to be a bit harder, but if you print with the classical 0.2 millimeter layer height, this is going to print really well. Okay, once you have that, you can go on to the next sketch, which is the circle that is going to be snapping into the space we have created for it before. I'm gonna hide the second sketch so that it doesn't create chaos over here. As you can see, it's right over there. Let me show you the values. So as you can see, I again sketched it on the middle of the here on the middle part of the snapping thing, and instead of setting it to 3 millimeters as we have before, right now the value is going to be 2.5 because we need it to be smaller to actually be able to snap there. Okay, so once you have sketched that, let me move myself and finish sketch and extrude it up instead of cutting it as before, right? So you should have something like this when you do that. Then the next step is to create a fillet for it, because then it will be smooth to snap it, and it will create that nice snappy sound. So create these fillets. The values are 2 millimeters, so fillet it for 2 millimeters, these two corners. Once you have that done, you can actually go on and revolute it around the diameter of this, so you have it 4 times as we have it in the body before. Then again, for clearance, you're going to select all of these 4 cylinders we have made, and you're going to offset it by minus 0.4. Again, if the snap you have created and printed is a bit too tough or a bit too loose, you can always go back here and edit it. So adjusting it to your needs is the best way to do this. But these are the values that work for me, and I believe that they will work even for you. Once you have that, you can actually show the first body we have created right over here, and the next part is actually already creating the vase itself. So this is just the mechanism, but this works really well. And before I end this video, let me show you the analysis of this, because yes, let me show you how the mechanism works by itself in the part. Okay, so this is what we have created, and when I go into this move that I made here, can you see it? This is how it's gonna go. When we insert it like this, bang. This is the position it is in, and when we turn it around like this, you see it? It creates this little bang, and that's the snap, you know. So this snapping is what creates when the two parts interfere over here, and they cannot interfere really that much, because if they interfere too much, it wouldn't snap in together. So just make sure that there is something interfering over here. As you can see, I'm gonna point it out. As you can see right over here, it is interfering, but if it would be too much, it wouldn't snap together, and if it isn't interfering at all, it won't snap together. So make sure that you have some kind of interference over here, but not too much and not too less, not something, just a bit. Okay, and of course, if it snaps together, it goes in like this, and that will hold it very rigid. So that should explain how the mechanism works, and a bit of section analysis 101. And I'm gonna show you how to design the whole vase that he created in another video, because I don't want this video to be too long. So if you stay around, you can subscribe to my page, and I'm gonna be showing you how to make the vase itself in another video. So hopefully this helps, and if it did, give this video some feedback or comment, and anything that I can improve. Of course, I'm just starting, so any feedback is good.